Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this makeup look right here. You guys, I'm obsessed. Like, did you know that was coming? I am obsessed, let me tell you. This look came out so freaking beautiful, and as you guys can see by the title, we're going to be using the new Made by Mitchell brand. I'm super excited. If you guys don't know who Mitchell is, he's an amazing makeup artist. Like, his talent is insane. It is out of this world. He's so incredible, and when I heard he was coming out with his own makeup line, I wasn't expecting anything less from him than good, top of the notch quality, which as you guys can see by my eyes today, that is exactly what Mitchell gave us. So I basically got the entire collection. So we are going to be playing with both of his eyeshadow palettes today. So I do have this one here, which is the Head in the Clouds Pressed Pigment Palette. So this is what the palette looks like right here. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm obsessed. And the inside is even more beautiful, you guys. So gorgeous. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like right here. I will, of course, as always, show you guys some up-close shots. I am going to try my best to do some swatches as well, so I can put some swatches in today's video. But this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like right here. It is absolutely stunning. And like I said, the pigment is insane. So that's Head in the Clouds, and then he created Feet on the Ground, I believe. Yes, Feet on the Ground, and this is what that one looks like. I love the cover of these palettes. I'm obsessed. This is Feet on the Ground. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I did use a mixture of both palettes for today's look. I wanted to make sure I use as much as possible. So those are the palettes, like I said, and you guys, they come in their own secure pouch. Look at this. So the palettes fit right in here. It does have a zipper. I think this is super convenient, especially for my makeup artists out there who like to travel with their palettes. This is something I've never seen a brand do before. So this is super, super innovative, and I love it. And we're also going to be playing with the Mitchell brushes. So it did come in, like, I don't know what you would call this. It looks like a little Ziploc baggie to me, but it came inside of here. But this is the actual case that the brushes come in. This is what it looks like right here. Super cute. I love the lime green on the black. It looks gorgeous. So he did create some bomb brushes. I did use as many brushes as I could in today's video. I didn't use all of them, but I used most of them. So these are what the brushes look like right here. Like I said, that lime green is gorgeous. They're really great quality. The brush hairs on here are incredible. They blend like a dream, and it does have like that soft matte touch to the brushes, which I'm obsessed with. So as you guys can see, the brushes are nice and dirty because, girl, we used them today. So super excited for that as well. And then, of course, the star of the show, besides the eyeshadow palettes, are the blush. These are called blush. These are actually his liquid blushes. So I did get all 4 shades, and today we're actually going to be using this one right here, which is called Mango Daiquiri. You guys, these are stunning. I love the packaging, and I wanted to use this one because I feel like this is the one that people are going to want to see the most. So I am wearing this one on my cheeks right now, which, as you guys can see, it's not as shocking as it looks when you actually look at it in the container itself. That's actually a good thing in my opinion, because, girl, I was a little bit shook when I put it on my skin. I was like, girl, that looks bright. So we're going to be using that as well, and I'm also going to insert really quickly some swatches of the blush formula and the colors so you guys can get a chance to see what they all look like. So I'm super excited for today's video. I hope you guys are too. I'm so sorry that it took me a little bit longer to get this video up. I've been trying to film as many videos as possible. We have been posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday lately, so definitely make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel so that way you guys don't miss out on any of my videos, especially, girl, you know we never fail at this. You guys already know I always come through with the looks. So if you guys don't want to miss looks like these, girl, make sure you subscribe. So we're going to go ahead and jump into today's video. Before we jump in, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Girl, it's free, so just join the family. It's a lot of fun over here. We do a lot of makeup tutorials, a lot of makeup reviews. I also do a must-have series that's amazing, so make sure that you subscribe. And as always, if you guys would like to see how I created this really beautiful halo eye with the new Made by Mitchell collection, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so let's jump into some close-ups of these gorgeous palettes. So this one right here is called Feet on the Ground. It is super beautiful. It's definitely a very unique color story. I've never seen these colors put together in a palette quite like this one. It's very beautiful and definitely unlike anything else I have in my collection. So the second palette here is called Head in the Clouds, and my favorite thing about this one is definitely the holographic M. It is such a beautiful palette and the color story inside is absolutely gorgeous. It's probably my favorite out of the two, to be honest. So those are the two palettes up close. Let's go ahead and jump into the eye makeup look. So of course I'm going to be prepping my eye with the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor number 2. This is my favorite base. I say it in every single video, and honestly when it comes to a colorful look, this base is definitely a must. It really does adhere to your shadows and really almost makes them look more vibrant, if that makes sense. So I definitely love this and it's always a must for me. So I go ahead and apply it to my lid and go ahead and pat it out with a small buffing brush. And the first shade I'm going to be using is from the Feet on the Ground palette, and this shade right here is called A Mood. It's a really beautiful purple shadow, and I'm going to start off this look the same way I start off every single look that I do. I'm basically taking a Morphe M507 brush. It's like a small pointed blending brush, but it fits perfectly into my crease, and basically what I do is pack on the pigment of the eyeshadow. I try to get as much pigment out of the shadow that I'm using as possible, and then I go ahead and semi blend it out. So we're going to be moving on to the next shade. This one right here is called Venom. This is also from the Feet on the Ground palette, and I'm actually using an M506 here from Morphe as well. And what I'm doing is basically patting that blue onto where that purple stops. So what happened here is the blue kind of like, it had a little bit of fallout, but not fallout on the face. It was falling down like onto the purple, which is perfectly fine because I'm going to go back in with all the shades eventually. But as always, I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want to put the colors. At this point, obviously I did one eye, so I knew exactly what I was going for, but typically this helps me when creating an eye look. So now moving in to the next shade, I'm going to be using that color right there, and that's from the Head in the Clouds palette, and that one is called Bora Blue, and I'm using this on top of that Venom shade just to kind of start to get that really beautiful faded out, blends it out look. So you're definitely going to need different shades. And now I'm going to jump into the shade of Bittersweet. This color is so beautiful, you guys. I am obsessed with this shade. And I'm actually going to be using a Mitchell brush. His brushes go by numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I will leave them down below so you guys can check that out. But basically what I did is I took this small fluffy brush from his collection, and I took the shade Bittersweet, and I started to blend out the shade Bora Blue. So like I said, the key to this look is really just having those lighter shades blending into the darker shades, and oh my goodness, you guys, this shade was gorgeous. And actually when I mixed it in with the blue, it kind of created its own like light green in between the blues. It was super cool, super unintentional as well, but I was here for it. So once I had all my colors laid down, now I'm just going back in with every single shade and basically re-intensifying the pigment of each color. So I normally just lay them down so I can get kind of like a picture of what the look is going to look like, and then I always go back in to make sure everything looks nice and pigmented and blended. So I start off lightly and then I add pigment because it's just easier for me to do it that way and less mistakes. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm actually using a couple of the Mitchell brushes. There's 2 brushes of his that I am obsessed with. They're like super tiny detail brushes. So once I was happy with my blend, I am going to cut the crease. I'm using my Garnier Micellar Water. This is my lifesaver, you guys. This technique right here has changed my makeup game. It really has, because my cut creases come out so clean now, you guys, because of this trick. So I always tell you guys to give it a try, so definitely give it a try. So to go ahead and actually cut the crease, I'm using my P. Louise and Mitchell base. This one is in the shade Blank Canvas. This is always a must for me when it comes to cutting the crease. So basically what I did was cut out the halo eye. Usually I start from the inner part of my eye and cut that entire area, and I got out of focus because girl, I get so close to the mirror. But anyways, I'm basically just cutting out the halo eye because that's where I want it to be the most crisp and clean. But then I'm going to take this Mitchell brush right here and I'm going to pat out that base to basically kind of like smooth it into the inner corner of the eye and the outer corner, because I didn't want to have a full cut crease, you know, like I'm just concerned about having that base exactly where that yellow shade is going to go, because I need it to be super vibrant. So I went ahead and took my time and blended out the edges, because if this dries and you have a harsh edge, your shadow will get all ruined, you guys. Like, you definitely need to be careful with this. So I'm gonna jump in to the shade Bittersweet one more time, and I'm basically just gonna lay that down kind of like in the center, and I'm gonna bring it out just a little bit, but keep in mind this is a halo eye, so you kind of just want to have that one spotlight color right in the center. So I started off with this shade. As you guys can see, it didn't pop as much because it's a really light shade if you see it in person, so I'm gonna build it, don't worry. So now I'm gonna jump in. It's the shade Bora Blue, and obviously I didn't want to go straight in with the dark blue. I wanted like that really nice blend, and this color blended really well with the shade Bittersweet, so that's why I did that. So, of course, everything I'm doing to the outer part, I'm doing to the inner part because you want to have those two darker shades in the inner and outer corner of your eye. That is how you create a halo eye, which I'm sure you guys know, but just want to let you know. So, of course, I went back in with each blue shade. So, I did go back in with the shade Bora Blue. Then I did, of course, go back into the shade Venom. And then I took some more of the purple, which is called A Mood, just to make sure everything looked nice and intense. And you guys, I am obsessed with the pigment. Let me tell you, it is incredible. Oh my gosh. I haven't found good pigment like this since I've gotten my Be Perfect palettes in collaboration with Stacey Marie. And these palettes are it. So I'm moving into this yellow shade right here. This one is called Chemtrail, I believe. I'm actually going to be popping this shade right over that Bittersweet color because as you guys saw, it's a super light shade. So it just wasn't giving me that pop of color that I was looking for. But this color right here, Chemtrail, was perfect, and it went with the blues. It was just gorgeous. I loved it. So now what I like to do with my halo eyes is I take a super tiny detail brush. This is actually a paint brush from Michaels, and this is the way that I get that intensity right around that line where the halo eye actually is. This is what's going to make your halo eye look incredible. You want to make sure that you have that depth around that cut crease, and using a paintbrush like this is going to work the best, or even an eyeliner brush will do too. So after that, once I was done, once I was happy, I'm going to go in with the Morphe liquid liner. This is their felt tip liner. Such a good liner, and as always, I'm just going to go ahead and add a line across my lash line just so that way there's no difference in between my lashes and the falsies and there's no gap. And I'm going to go ahead and prep my lashes with some mascara. This is my KKW Beauty Mascara. You guys know she's my jam. I love this mascara. And for lashes today, I'm using the same lashes I use in most of my videos. These are from the brand called the Bomb Lash Extensions. These are in the style Era. Super affordable, and they're always having a ton of sales. I will link them down below. And girl, let me just tell you, my lashes were giving me so much trouble this day. Like, I think I wore them too many times. It's time to throw them out. But we got it. We made it work. So this is what the eye look is looking like. We're going to go ahead and work on the face. So today I'm actually going to be trying this out. This is the Farsali Skin Tune Blur. It's kind of like a serum and a primer in one, and I actually have never tried this before. I know it's nothing new, but it is new to me, and I actually really did like it. I think it was a great primer. Do I feel like it blurred my skin? Not really, but I do have to give it another shot. It was only the first time I was using it, but I will say it did feel really nice on my skin and almost gave me some hydration. So for foundation today, I'm using the Hourglass Stick Foundation and my NARS Sheer Glow. The only reason why I'm mixing them is because, as you guys can see, the Hourglass one is a little bit too dark, and the Sheer Glow is literally my perfect match right now when I have no color. But girl, I wanted a little bit of color. I didn't want to look pale. And to blend this out, I am going to be using my beauty blender. I have been obsessed with beauty blenders again. And then to go ahead and cream bronze a little bit, I'm using the Palladio or Palladio. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but this is their bronzing stick in the shade Cinnamon, and this color is gorgeous. I'm obsessed with this formula. I said this in my last video. It is so good, and it blends so easily. And I'm using it with my Fenty Beauty face brush. It is my favorite brush ever for any kind of cream products. So moving on to the blush formula from Mitchell. Super excited for this. This shade right here is called Mango Daiquiri, I believe. And you guys, this color is so beautiful. I am using Mitchell's brush to go ahead and apply this to the cheeks as well. It looks super bright, but it's actually not that bright. It's like bright, but not that bright. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's really beautiful. I did apply it with the brush, and then I went over it with my beauty blender just to tone it out a little bit. But once I did that, it was really gorgeous. I love it. So moving on to concealer, I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It is an amazing concealer, super full coverage. I've told you guys this before. Mine is almost done. I'm basically just trying to finish it at this point. That's why you guys have been seeing it so much. So for setting powder, I'm using my Tried and True Collab Setting Powder. It is my favorite. If you haven't tried it, you need to. You can find it at Sally's Beauty. It gives you a beautiful, bright, smooth under eye. It's amazing. So to set the rest of my face, I'm using my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. These are products that you guys see on my channel all the time. This is an amazing powder. It literally makes your skin look airbrushed. It's beautiful. So for bronzer, this is another product you guys see all the time. This is my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Tan. I love this color. You guys, I also love bronzer. I know, okay? The other day, someone was like, dang girl, you go ham with your bronzer. And I really do. Because I'm so pale right now, you guys. I need as much bronzer as possible. So I'm moving on to blush. This is the BH Cosmetics Bellini Blush Palette. This palette is so beautiful. Look at those blushes. Gorgeous. So I didn't use any specific shades. I kind of just rubbed my brush in the entire palette, and that's how I applied it. It was beautiful. And also super pigmented, so definitely be careful with this product. Don't be heavy-handed. So I decided to apply some contour to my nose for today's video. This is the KVD Vegan Beauty Duo Contour and Highlight situation, and it was nice. I didn't apply too much. It was just so that way my nose had a little bit of color. But highlight, let's move on to highlighter. This is the Dior Backstage Glow Palette in Pure Gold, I believe. I'll leave it down below. You guys, look at that highlight. I was shocked, let me tell you, because Dior is a bougie brand. I figured, the highlight's not going to be that great, but girl, this is gorgeous. This is the same palette that broke when I showed you guys that I hauled it from Sephora, but they did send me a new one, and I'm so happy they did because, girl, it's gorgeous. So I went ahead and slapped on highlighter, went over it with my blush to make sure I didn't have a streak of highlight, and that's basically it for the face makeup. So moving back into the lower lash line, today I'm actually using blank canvas in the waterline because I wanted to keep the eyes completely Mitchell, you know? So I basically just applied blank canvas to my waterline, and I'm going to go over with shadow. So I'm actually taking the shade Bittersweet, which was that super light kind of like neon green color, and I'm taking it on a tiny brush and just packing it onto the blank canvas. And because it's a wet sticky base, it's going to really adhere to it and it's not going to get in your eye. This worked amazing. So I'm going to start off with the shade of Venom on the lower lash line, and I'm taking it on a flat definer brush as always, and I'm really pressing it into that lower lash line. I kind of wanted to keep my lower lash line for today's video a little bit tighter than usual. I usually like it to be really nice and blown out, but for this look, because it was very crisp and clean, I wanted a really tight lower lash line. So after that, I did go in with the shade called Cockpit, and that's the shade from Head in the Clouds, and I just used that to blend out that lighter blue. And then of course I'm taking a black eyeshadow. This one is called Ammo. Yeah, Ammo. And you guys, this black was super pigmented. So I used that on the lower lash line as well. And then of course we have to add some of that green. So I'm taking the shade Bittersweet one more time with a little bit of Chemtrail as well. And that's basically it. I added some more blue because it kind of got lost. And you guys, this look is basically complete. Oh, before I forget, I also added a little bit of the shade Salt Bay from Feet on the Ground in my inner corner, just to give that area a little bit of brightness, and that was basically it. I added a coat of mascara to my lower lashes, and that's it for the eyes, you guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the lips. So of course I'm using my KKW lip liner in the shade Nude number 2, and it's the same lip combo I used all the time. So basically I line my lips with the lip liner, and then once I'm pretty happy with the shape, I go ahead and almost fill them in completely, but I do have a little bit of my lips showing kind of like in the center of my lips, and this just helps so when you apply the liquid lipstick, there's not a big difference in between the liner and the liquid lipstick shade that you're using. So for liquid lipstick, I went in with the Laura Lee Los Angeles liquid lip in the shade Nakey Nakey. It's one of my favorite liquid lipstick shades ever, and it's such a neutral color. So I decided to add gloss. I'm using the Madison Beer and Morphe gloss in the shade Mercury, and then for setting spray, I'm going to be using the 4th Rate Glisten Up setting spray. The setting spray gives your skin such a beautiful glow. I am obsessed. I think I might have found an affordable dupe to my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist, but I'm still testing it out. I'll let you guys know when I'm 100% sure. So I went ahead and dried down that setting spray with my Batty Bee fan, and girl, that's basically it. This look is complete. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below what you guys think about today's look, and of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!